Alright, welcome everyone to another Cargo Kings video today. Today's discussion, the rise and fall of Battle Royales. Today with me is my guy, Ethan Miller, Cargo King, Dynamo. Say hello.
Dynamo, hello.
Let's get started. Battle Royales. Okay, so Battle Royales are a wicked popular game mode that started all with, I believe, what was the Arma Last Man Standing mod. I'm not exactly sure about that, but I'm pretty in Arma. There's a game mode called Last Man Standing, and that is essentially the like battle royale, like the first battle royale there ever was. Okay, so we had the Arma mod, and that was great. And then I think DayZ, which is a zombie game, I believe, was a mod off of Arma, and that turned into H1Z1.
H1Z1.
Yeah, and H1Z1 was a mod from DayZ, so it's like a mod of a mod. And then H1Z1's mod became like the Battle Royale mod was kind of like the precursor to everything going on now. What made H1Z1 special was that it was made by someone called Player Unknown. Tifu and Ninja were both really good at H1Z1.
H1Z1.
Exactly, yeah. And that's like that this pretty much like this game is what propelled what we have now. So what came after H1Z1 was PUBG, and PUBG also was created by Player Unknown, but this time it was his own game, and I think it used the Epic engine, which comes into play later. And essentially, on PUBG, like this was Player Unknown's ideal version of a battle royale. So I don't know if I think it was 2017. It blew up. PUBG blew up. It was everywhere. So this is when Fortnite comes into play. Epic Games was struggling to get Fortnite to take off at the time, and it was just a survival game, I guess. And they added the Battle Royale as a free promotion. It was literally just a free game mode to get people interested in their main game. So Fortnite obviously blew up. Ninja became like a huge celebrity, and following that, like all these celebrities were playing it. Like they had the celebrity tournament. They had huge cash prizes, like $1 million tournaments, and it changed how gaming works. That this is the first
Yeah.
time a free to play game was like this popular, and since then there's been all kinds of battle royales. You've had Apex, Blackout, Realm Royale, CS:GO Danger Zone, Spellbreak, Bomber Grounds, Battlefield 5, Ring of Elysium, Hyperscape, Warzone, and now Fall Guys.
Yeah,
So
I was gonna say even Fall Guys is like another battle royale.
exactly. So for this discussion, we're gonna talk about our experiences with the Battle Royale game mode, how it rose, and where it is now, and if it's falling. So, first experience, 2012 Hunger Games movie. Did you see this?
I saw this movie. Yes, I did.
Is it not true that this game sparked discussions for a Hunger Games video? Everyone wanted a Hunger Games video game.
I remember I talked to this about my brother for years about like uh making a Hunger Games game, and you'd be able to like design your own character and stuff like that, and you'd just be able to go into an arena with tons of other people and just fight, and
Exactly.
whoever is the last person coming out wins. I remember
Exactly.
having that discussion for forever.
It's crazy because literally this was definitely a discussion that a lot of kids had. So the demand for battle royale was there, like right at the beginning, like before it was ever mainstream. And I think one thing that to be distinction, if a game is gonna be popular, like that means that it's popular among in school systems. Like I don't know how to like illustrate this. I'm not sure how to illustrate this, but if kids are talking about it at the lunch tables and in their classrooms, then it's going to be popular. So a lot of like especially in America, like what makes something mainstream is if everyone's talking about it. At least for like that was part of the high school experience in America. I don't know, like I'm sure it doesn't really matter after that. But once Like a lot of the things that are really popular, like things that become mainstream, start in that age group area. So it's kind of a big deal that a lot of younger kids like us thought Hunger Games, like we wanted that sort of thing to happen. At this point, though, it had only happened in Arma, so we weren't really exposed to it. There are people already kind of enjoying this, but again, kids in America don't play PC. They play PlayStation and Xbox. They don't get on PC until later high school or college, most of the time. So of course, Minecraft Hunger Games came out. So that was pretty sick. That was the thing that I do remember people playing it, but again, it was a mod and it wasn't easily accessible, and I don't
Yeah.
think you know what I mean. Like we never played it,
I
and
never actually played it. I just had to watch people play it because I didn't have access to it.
exactly. And again, like what makes a game accessible? What makes a game popular? If it's accessible for young kids in high school and middle
Mm.
school. So from there, our whole high school, like middle school, high school, we didn't really play very many video games. Surprisingly, like I think what's crazy to think is that in my last 2 years of high school, I probably played the most video games, and that was Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2015,
Yep.
and we had a ton of fun playing that. But if you were to compare my hours in Battlefront compared to my hours in Rocket League and every other game this year, just this year, like last 2 years of high school versus this year of having a PC, it's not comparable at all. I probably played 4 times as much this year compared to high school. It's ridiculous. And I'll admit, I probably play too much. But the point is that video games weren't a huge deal to us, especially and we kind of had this idea too. Like we were gonna go into high school or go to college, and we were never gonna play video games again. It was just gonna be over. Did you experience that?
No, if anything, we play video games 10 times more.
Well, did you like what I'm asking is, did you think or feel as if that it was gonna be the end of video games once we got to college?
Uh, I would say as far as well, as far as Battlefront goes, we were getting into it really competitively. Like we would kind of come up with our own strats, and we would try to be really good at the game.
Mm-hmm.
But I did think that by the time that the college came around, we were just going to be really casual about everything.
Yeah.
Mainly use it as like to communicate. But obviously that didn't stick around.
Yeah. And a part of that too was we were waiting for Battlefront 2, and Battlefront 2 flopped, and it kind of killed Battlefront for us altogether. So what does that mean? That means we were looking for a game to play, right? We our pastime was gone. We're about to go to college. We don't really know what's going to happen here as far as like gaming. We kind of just expect to move on with our lives. What happened to us? What happened to us was one of the Star Wars channels I used to watch, Battlefront updates, was live streaming a game called Fortnite, and I was like, "What is that? That's pretty interesting." So, looked kind of cool. They said it was free, but I didn't even play it yet. I didn't even download it yet. Later on, I like within the month, my brother was playing it, and this is like when it first came out, like within a month of it being free. And so at the end of the month, I saw my brother playing. I was like, "Oh wow, Andrew's playing this game. It's pretty interesting." So I asked him what it was. He told me it's Fortnite. So I don't know when my first game was, but Ethan and I, like when we started, we picked it up, started playing it, and it immediately like we were like, this is the funnest game of all time. Like we
Yeah.
have been waiting for this game. Like to give okay, I'm just gonna give my first impressions of the game. So my first impressions of the game was again, I've been kind of looking for something new. I've been tired of like I've been kind of been
Battlefront.
doing yeah, but tired of Battlefront, doing the same thing over and over again for years. And I played Fortnite. It like itched that urge for that battle royale that we've been wanting since middle school. Something we've never had a chance to play a battle royale before, and it was so. It was just like the first experience was that it just was very easily accessible. It wasn't hard to do. It was very easy gun controls, and it was just the idea of being in the battle royale, trying to be the last man alive, was all you needed
Yeah.
for us to play. And then the tip of the iceberg was building, which we'll get into in a sec. What was your first experience with Fortnite, Ethan?
I had pretty much the same experience as you. My brother actually said, I was like, I walked into his room with him. I was like, what day, what game is that? So it's Fortnite. I believe he was probably playing with your brother. And so I sat down and watched him for. First of all, I don't sit down and watch my little video games ever. Then
Uh
I
huh.
sat down and I watched him play it for about like a full 2 matches, which Fortnite matches were, especially back then, they were not like quick. I feel
Yeah,
like
it was a good 40
because
minutes
everybody just hide the whole time and try to be the last one standing. At least that's how it was when I watched him play.
for
I'm not
sure.
sure. And then I was like, wow. And he was like, this is definitely the game we've been talking about for. It's basically the Hunger Games, is what he said. Since that's what we always talked about as kids. Or like in middle school when he was a little kid and
Hmm.
I was in. And I was like, wow, I need to download this game immediately. So then that was when me and you started downloading it or started playing it together. And first of all, it being free to play definitely made it
Dude,
like
it made it so because what happened was it was first of all it was so fun. Like the
yeah,
meta early meta like for the first probably 4 months was so fun. Like the first half a year, it was literally probably it was the funnest thing ever. Like the very beginning was just kind of hiding, but like since you had never done a battle royale before, you were so nervous. You were so
yeah, the
excited.
entire time. Yeah,
Like it was so exciting, and you had just had so much fun. Like just getting close that we immediately told every single one of our friends, you gotta play this game. You gotta download this game, and everyone did because it was free. So everyone all of a sudden was playing it. Like it happened so quickly, and it it blew up. It blew up, and this is the first time I think a game. I don't know if it's the first time a game like this blew up, but like it was pretty quick. So we were all playing Fortnite. So again, keep in mind like this is an entire generation of kids who didn't really like at this up to this point, I feel like gaming was something that just kind of died off when you went to college, and this really honestly changed that for me. So Fortnite created this change where it's like everyone can get this game without like there's nothing's holding you back. It's on every platform. It's free. And now everyone in school, so school started and then everyone was talking about it. Everyone, every middle school, high school, everyone was talking about it. Everyone's playing it. And it made it that's what made it blow up. At least initially. And on top of that, like need or demand, underlying demand for the game.
I remember if you literally, if everybody, if you weren't playing Fortnite, you were literally probably watching Fortnite on Twitch. Somebody else play.
Exactly. And that I think okay. So going from like how much everyone loved Fortnite, like that converted to an uprising in Twitch popularity, which I'll get into one sec. What you just said is key. When we weren't playing, we were watching because the game was so fun and everyone mutually agreed. Everyone thought it was fun when it first came out. Everyone loved it. So when people weren't playing, people were watching, and that led to the rise of Ninja, and there was a lot of them. Ninja, Daquan, like Dakotas. There was a lot of these people, but like I Ninja to me was the first household esports celebrity
Yeah,
in
he definitely
America.
was.
What did you think of like the rise of Twitch?
First of all, like I personally never really watched Twitch unless I was watching it with you.
Uh huh.
First of all, you were into the esports arena a lot more than I was to start off with, but now like that I had a game that I loved, and it was just like there was like everybody was playing it, and I knew like everybody was around the same skill level at that time too, and there was these people that were kind of like rising above that. There's people that could do these crazy buildings like Myth, who, you know,
Mm-hmm.
building was so slow back then that when you had somebody that it was even like slightly was, it was just crazy to see, and you just wanted to like try to learn how to do that
Uh
and
huh.
be better at that. Like I remember, um, we had a ton of boys over one day, and we all just sat down and watched like Ninja versus Myth, like
Yeah,
who was the better Fortnite player, and it was
yeah.
just like we had never really done that before as far as like video games
No,
go. That
I
wasn't
had
even a
never
thing.
watched a video game tournament up to that point. Like I'd watch Advanced Warfare, but like this was the
Yeah,
first time where we like literally like got our friends together, like let's watch Ninja play because
yeah,
he's so good, and it was at the time.
exactly.
So like that carried over. So I think there was a lot of games that were out and around that were like esports, but like we would have never watched them or gotten into them if we didn't first sit there and see how good Ninja was and then realize like, whoa, you can be so good at video games. And then we'd look over and see like what are the other popular channels on Twitch. And then we discovered esports in general. Like and to say that it was just us is a mass understatement. I think people don't really give Fortnite the credit that it deserves when I say Fortnite revitalized esports. Like
Yeah,
because of Fortnite, and not just us, but kids across America who would have probably never been into gaming, into like competitive gaming, because Call of Duty was the only game that was this popular. Like as far as
yeah. It was the only game anybody talked about in high school. I remember. Like
exactly.
literally everybody just played Call of Duty. That was it. You didn't really have anything else.
And now there's Fortnite, right? Now we're all talking about Fortnite. We see the best players are all on PC. We look at all the other games that we're seeing on Twitch, and then boom, we, me and my friends all decided to buy PCs. We're like, well, we gotta be the best we can be. And before that, it just we saw people playing Counter Strike. We saw people playing Rocket League, and like Siege. There's a couple other,
Yeah,
and we're like, how can we be the best at a game? Like, how can we be like this good? So the first game that we played was Rocket League, and we still play that all the time now. But Rocket League being the reason why is because you can use a controller and you didn't need a PC. So it was super awesome to like get our chance at like trying to get high ranked at a game, and we're not the only ones. Like a lot of people, like there's a lot of Fortnite players like from console who were converted to PC, like and now they're on other games. So that took place. We started playing all the time, like Rocket League, and then from Rocket League to all of us being convinced we want a PC, to now playing, having played Counter Strike for the last year, having played or year and a half or whatever, having played Rocket League on our PCs with like high spec rigs with like zero response time, like our ranks going up to getting past champ. I got the champ 3. Like things that that's just our stories, but it did this for a lot of people. Like how did do
yeah,
you want to comment on that, how that affected you?
yeah. I mean,
Specifically like how you feel about esports.
yeah. I mean, like I said before, I wasn't watching any reason at all. But when Fortnite started having these tournaments and everything, it just opened my eyes to like a whole new, like world that it was super interesting and all these stories and everything of, uh, you know, like we joined the Rocket League. Uh, just talking about Rocket League because that's the most esports I feel like I watched after Fortnite.
Uh-huh.
Um, we joined like the Rocket League team like right after the Justin shot. The famous "This
Yeah.
is Rocket League"
Hmm.
shot. And so like it was right after that season that we started playing, and I started watching a lot of esports. It was when Cloud9 was like at their peak, and
Peak.
they were gonna win the season 6, and it was just like, wow, this could be like such a crazy hype thing. You see all these like thousands of people in an arena, just watching these guys the
Like
best at their game, just playing, and it was just like, wow, I really want to like be the best I can be too.
it's also
You
exciting
know?
because it's kind of the first time you look at something and you're like, wow, I could potentially do that.
Yeah,
Potentially.
because you're not like in. It's not like you're. I mean,
Like it's still obviously like miles above what we can do, but you can see the path to get there. And it's not like we're basketball where if you're a short person, you're like, oh yeah, there's no way I
You
can do
kind
that.
yeah.
Like, because we neither of us are tall enough, or like I'm 6'2" and I'm still probably not tall enough to be good at basketball. Also, it's just too late. Like, there's an age limit. Like now, I understand like kids get better at video games faster when they're in middle school, high school, a lot of times, but it's not. You're not limited. Like we hit like I hit champ 3 in Rocket League, having joined the scene 2 years late, like, and there's still kids today who are hitting high ranks without having that time, and it just gives you the idea of like, wow, I could potentially learn to do those things, and that's not something that you always have the opportunity to do in things where you're physically limited.
Yeah, that's the point I was gonna make.
It also kind of inspired like now I kind of know like, oh wow, if I would have put as much effort into like now that I've proven myself that I can like learn tech and mechanics in Rocket League, I'm like, wow, if I would have done this in high school, I could have been a lot better at soccer, because I was always like, I'm just naturally good at soccer. I never really thought to myself like that I need to put effort into this, or it was about how much time I had put into the game versus other people. I just thought I was naturally good. I've now that I think about it, I realize like I could have been a lot better if I would have put more practice and time into it. Not saying that there's no natural ability there, and there's not like a physical size like thing there, but if you have the right mentality towards getting better, then anyone can get much better at something, which is something that esports in like video games taught me at the time. So that was just our experience. I think it Fortnite or just battle royales in general have impacted gaming in a whole nother thing. So a whole nother like in bigger ways. So for us, esports became a big thing, but like I said, it wasn't just us. It was a lot of people. A lot of
Hmm.
people switched from casually playing Call of Duty to playing Fortnite to okay, I want a PC so I can be the best Fortnite player in the world, so I can go to the Fortnite World Tournament, and then a lot of these kids were like, "Well, I'm not good enough at this game, but I do. I just got a PC, or like I really loving watching these things, so I'm gonna try to be good at a different game, right?" And then esports became mainstream. Ninja is a household name. Tifu hangs out with celebrities on a regular basis, and they're not the only ones. There's a lot like FaZe Clan shot up in popularity after they got Tifu. I know that they were already popular, but like there was a lot of steps towards like this becoming like a mainstream thing. And then on top of all those things, in high schools, like when TikTok blew up, since it was mainstream, the popular kids were now playing video games. Like now, it wasn't like before where it was like, well, a popular kid might play some COD, but now it's like, well, the pop everyone plays video games, including the popular kids,
Yeah,
and they don't just play COD. They play Fortnite, or with all the other games that were released because of Fortnite, like the other like battle royales, like Apex and stuff like that. There was other games that they'd be playing, so it kind of now you have this like there's this image that was of like e-boys, right? Like trending on, and I know that's like pretty cringy to think about, but like if you think about now, all of a sudden you have these dudes who are like being essentially like desirable to women in a way. I know that sounds kind of silly when I say it, but like you have these like guys on TikTok who are like good looking and like I don't know, whatever. But that image was synonymous with gaming and like RGB lights and stuff like that, which had
yeah,
never happened before. And all of a sudden, if you will go to the gaming tournament, not everyone's a sweaty, like fat, ugly guy. Like there's some young kids out there who are like pretty normal, like dudes who are like just you know what I mean. They or they're good looking dudes. Like they care about their image now. All of a sudden, like there's an image that is cool, that is a part of
yeah.
gaming.
You know, like that makes me think of like, well, obviously, I feel like after the Fortnite World Cup and Booga won $1 million,
Mm-hmm.
all of a
Three.
sudden all these parents are like, "Oh, yeah, my son plays so much Fortnite. He could definitely do that." Like I've noticed before then, parents would always just be like, "You don't need to play that many video games."
Yes.
But now I see like parents all the time just be like, "Well, play. You have to be good at it, and
Yeah,
it's become like a viable thing to literally just play video games.
it is. It's a viable career. Like Fortnite streamers were making tons of money, and they still are, and there's still a
Yeah.
ton of people making money off of other games. It's a genuine like career path. It's as viable as going into professional
Also,
sports.
Booga was in a Super Bowl commercial. Like what?
Yeah, exactly.
Like Battle Royale's literally changed the landscape of everything, not even just gaming. Just like pro athletes are playing. Like, I remember reading a story about I can't remember exactly, but like an MLB pitcher missing practices, or and he was kind of like sore because he was gaming so much. He was playing Fortnite so much.
Dude, and in the World Cup in soccer, some of the French, I know a lot of players did it, but what's his name? Pierre Griezmann, is that his first name?
Yeah,
Pierre,
yeah.
whatever
There's-
is Griezmann or whatever on the French team, literally was doing take the L Fortnite dance after scoring a goal in the World Cup in front of everyone with 3 billion people watching, which is how many people watch the Fortnite or watch the FIFA World Cup, by the way.
yeah.
So like esports celebrities became a thing. Gaming became mainstream. Like it was no longer weird to become like there are cool gamers and there are cool people. There are gamers that are cool and there are cool people that are gamers. Like synonymous. Celebrities now play video games and it's known. Esports, whether people like to say it or not, there was a scene, but now it's being talked about in the American high schools and middle schools, and these kids are gonna grow up and they're gonna pour their money into it when they get older. Like I don't even watch regular sports anymore, and I know a lot of people who don't watch sports, like of all ages at this point, because people instead would much rather watch the esports. Now I know it's not everyone. Football's still king. Baseball, like people still watch sports, but what I'm saying is now it's at that level. In Korea, it's been at that level. You already have as many people watching the League of Legends World Championships as you do the Super Bowl in America. And Fortnite, I think I guess we'll talk about that in a second. But the point is it made it super popular in mainstream. The last thing it did is it changed how games are sold. Like now video games are free. Every video game is free and they sell as
Yeah.
cosmetics, which there are some downsides to it. But think about how like right now our favorite game that we play is Rogue Company. It's free to play. Would it be free to play without Fortnite? Probably not.
No.
Would anyone know even what it is without Fortnite? Probably not. Because before the game was free to play, it like you had to pay $15 to get it, like to get the early access. And I did, but I had like a Epic coupon or whatever. But point is nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew what it was, but now all of a sudden they got like 2 million players over the weekend. Like the more people played it now, and it that game has the chance of blowing up right now too, all because Fortnite decided to put out a free battle royale to promote their game. They had no idea how big it was going to be, and it's literally changing gaming.
Hmm.
So, okay, let's talk about why we stopped playing and what is going to happen to battle royale. Okay, so first, Ethan, why do you feel like you wanted to stop playing battle royale?
Um, I would say for me, like the game mode just kind of got tired. We used to be able to win mostly every game. We used to put out these videos called like daily dubs, where it was like a win every day, and we just kind of first of all, I think we reached like a limit of how good our skill could be.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, like we eventually just couldn't start. We couldn't win any more games. I thought that was part of the reason we stopped playing. Um,
Yeah, we would have had to put like the meta was developing faster than we were. Like not to say we weren't getting better. It was just like how are we supposed to keep up with the meta? Like everyone loved Fortnite, and it's there's 100 players in a lobby. Chances are one player in that lobby is a lot better than you.
yeah. Um, a lot of things like like since we started watching esports and stuff, we got into really into like competitive play in video games, and we all thought eventually, like most of the time, that Fortnite had become like a pretty casual game for us to play, because like the maps are always changing and
Uh huh.
there's always new weapons and everything. Nothing was ever consistent, um, which is pretty important in a competitive game, that you have a pretty consistent you know
Hmm.
way to keep playing.
But we wanted something competitive,
Yeah,
and we wanted a chance to be the best, and we felt like Fortnite. We can't really be the best at this game because like we can't play at our peak performance as it is because we don't have keyboard and mouse because we have play
yeah,
on PlayStation
exactly.
and we play on our TV. So we needed to change how we were looking at it. I agree with that. I think I think the biggest though reason why and to keep just to point out there, Fortnite's not dead. There's still like if you
No,
look it up right now, like the player count. Last time I looked it up, there was almost 6 million people concurrent players. But that means there's 6 million people in freaking matches right now. That's insane. That's more than pretty much any game. I know League of Legends is up there, stuff like that, but Fortnite is certainly extremely like way up there. It's higher than Warzone still. It's higher than Call of Duty. It's higher than a lot of these games. Anyway, I think the biggest reason it just kind of fell off though, like from its major popularity, was simply the fact that like it was the two reasons we already stated. It was the meta was developing, the game was getting too hard for people, so anyone who wasn't good anymore didn't want to play. And then on top of that, it was just getting like the itch had been scratched. Like we
yeah,
wanted a battle royale, we got it, we played it for 4 years, and boom, like we're good now. We don't need to play it anymore. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's dead and going away forever. Because as of right now, like we like right now we like to play bomb defusal games. So we really like Counter Strike, and we really like playing Rogue Company, which is like a bomb defusal, and we like playing Rocket League as well. But the main difference is those games are very consistent, competitive, like Ethan said. For everyone else, for the whole world, I think the future of battle royale is, I think I know that Call of Duty Warzone will now be consistent. Like Warzone is gonna be the only Call of Duty battle royale, and it's gonna be the battle royale forever. So Warzone will always be a free battle royale that people play, and I think that's gonna stay consistent. I think that battle royales are good and they have their place, and some people will always prefer them. And
hmm
I think they'll always have some sort of inherent fun. Like I think one day we'll probably return to battle royale. I'm sure, but Warzone's great because Call of Duty is a consistent game. Like every year, Call of Duty comes out, and every year it's popular. It's probably going to continue like that because Call of Duty scratches an itch, and that is like a casual team deathmatch shooter. And there aren't any like that. There really isn't another casual team deathmatch shooter. That, so yeah, like it's a game you can just sit on your couch. So Warzone's gonna stick around because it's like the battle royale version of that. Fortnite will stick around. It's just too good like at maintaining an audience. So Fortnite does a really good job maintaining an audience. So I think it'll always, especially with young people, keep an audience and keep bringing new people in. I think where,
which it always changing is probably a good thing for most people.
yeah,
I think it just didn't work for us.
I
I
know.
should that.
I'm sure like it'll attract new people and then people will go away. But then when you come back, there's something new to look forward to, and then you might like what's there better than what you did before. The esports side of Fortnite, I don't know. I don't know where that's gonna go. It's either gonna get. I think you got to wait until the players who are really good now mature and you have a less toxic like competitive scene where they can really try to sell these players and their personalities as teams and like stuff like that. It's just really hard. They don't really do good. There's not really an official league. They
Yeah,
haven't really developed that. I think they could develop it, but until they do, I'm not sure. So it's really up in there. Apex is still pretty popular. Not as popular as Warzone or Fortnite, but it's there. I think that's pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool that you have your options there. Apex is more like a fast. It's faster paced like Call of Duty. I feel like abilities. It's more modern. I feel like, but yeah, it'll probably stick around. And Fall Guys is like the new like fun thing. Fall Guys is nowhere near as popular as those other ones right now, but like Fall Guys kind of scratches the itch of like it's so casual and it's so random that anyone can have a good time doing it. And in so for me like well actually okay, do you have anything you want to say about where the future of battle royales, what you think is going to happen?
I think they'll be around probably forever, to be honest. Cause I mean, it's been what, like 3 or 4 years already,
Yeah.
and it's still just as popular
Uh-huh.
as as it was in the beginning.
Yeah.
Um, and Fall Guys, I think, shows that you can do like different types of battle royales. People will still play them.
Uh-huh.
Um, but then you can always go back to like Fortnite. I
Yeah.
think I don't know if like Apex will last forever.
Yeah,
Like
maybe not.
certain other things, I think the big two for like that's gonna stick around for a really long time is Fortnite, just because they're constantly changing everything,
Mhm.
and so they can always gain a new audience. And Warzone, just because a new Call of Duty game comes out every year, and it's always been popular and always been popular.
Yeah, I agree. So and then that just brings us to like the final question of like longevity, and it's like, well, we don't know about like as a kid like they didn't have the online updating systems that they do now. But now it's just every game can be updated and it can be on the store forever and you can always play it no matter what and the servers will always be there. So will a game die? I don't know. As long as they update things and keep it around, if the game dies, it's the fault of the company. You know,
Hmm.
each company has the opportunity, the chance to keep their game around for all time. But I think, and so I think with that being said, I think that Fortnite will probably last forever. Warzone, I don't know. I think Call of Duty will be around, but I don't know about Warzone.
Yeah,
Fortnite will be around forever. I think Rocket League, like Counter Strike's been the only game that's lasted like 20 years or something like that. And then we're getting to the 10-year mark on games like League of Legends and stuff. For all these games, I think that they will last forever. Especially now that we're getting to a point in graphics that graphics don't really need to improve. Like the most popular games don't necessarily have the best graphics anymore, which is not how it used to be. So I think that overall, you'll have the key games, Call of Duty's main like the key games that fulfill specific types of taste in the gaming market will stay around forever. And one of those to me will be Fortnite. Do you have any thoughts?
yeah. Fortnite, first of all, is probably just the most optimized battle royale. So, um, I think it will be around forever. I don't see like there's definitely not a way at this point that any other battle royale experience could overtake Fortnite. I think.
Yeah, I don't think
You
so.
know what I mean?
I
Like,
couldn't imagine it. They would have to create something that I can't imagine, that I can't desire.
exactly. Like, it's literally just. First of all, it had the most people you could have in a server.
I know.
Like, you can't really. Like, I literally, like you said, it would have to be something completely new that I can't imagine. For like specifically battle royales,
Uh huh. Well,
like that game mode, it's literally, it's just probably as close as you're ever gonna. Like, you're probably the best, like most optimized version of that
exactly.
game mode that you'll ever have is Fortnite.
Well, and that being said,
As
I
far as like consoles, like everybody being able to play, free to play, you know.
okay. And that being said, I think overall, battle royales have risen, and it was incredible, and it's changed gaming forever. And now that they've fallen, their fall has not been too significant, and they're definitely still thriving. And it's exciting to see how it's affected gaming and how like the yeah, it's just exciting to see how it's affected gaming and to see where things will go from here. So whether they die or last forever, we thank Battle Royales for being a part of our lives and for giving us the state of gaming that we have today. You have anything to say, Ethan? Final words?
I love Fortnite.